What's up, YouTube? This is Avery here with an interview / deck profile with Deuce. And
Hi.
what'd you do, Deuce?
I got 7th place at a Fort Worth regional, playing Pure Danger. I'm pretty sure I was the only person playing this in the room, like that wasn't trying to FTK people. It was just like an extra link deck. The reason I chose the deck was because like you can just go second better than every other combo deck, and yeah, and you can also just combo people, so it just does everything.
That is too sick, dude. Let's get into it.
Yeah, whoa, that was, why'd you say that? Alright, so we played, oh god, so 3 Molly Good Dangers, 3 Snake, 3 Jackalope,
Boing.
3 Chupacabra, 3 Mothman, 3 Nessie, 3 Dogman. You have to play 3 of this one because it's 7. And then the only ones we played one nose was 1 Thunderbird and 1 Bigfoot. Not Dogman this time, it's Bigfoot. So, like, this is just the exact verbatim, like, Danger lineup of Joshua Schmidt's Danger lineup. I felt like it was the best lineup overall. The only thing we were considering was playing another Thunderbird over the Bigfoot. We were debating on playing another Bigfoot or another Thunderbird because Thunderbird has a lot more combos going first. Because you could summon these cards from your deck, and we'll go over those cards in a second. But you summon good link monsters or good link fodder from your deck with Summon Sword because of this card. But I felt like Bigfoot had a lot more utility going second, being able to pop floodgates like Secret Village, plus being able to just like summon a 3000 beater like OTK faster. There's just a lot of things I really liked about it. And then like if you're under Lancia, you can like pop Thunder Dragon Fusions too, which comes up. So yeah, because Lancia is pretty good against this deck.
So that's 20 dangers?
Yeah, I think it's 20 dangers. It's like half your deck, so you should see like a lot of dangers in your opening hand. So yeah, and then we played the good link cards, Steam, Zephyros. These cards are crazy. Like you don't like ever search them. You kind of just randomly mill them or draw them or pitch them, or there's +1s all the time. Like you have a lot of these, like you have like Brows too, they're just like +1s, Beasts, another +1. So you just have a lot of good +1 cards to pitch and get extra cards, which is like what you need in the Danger deck. You just need like additional +1 cards. So yeah, and then also Snow. This card was like a super last minute addition to the deck. We opted to play it because it helped like beat the Thunder Dragon matchup a lot better because it dealt with Titan. And like Titan was just like a big problem when we were playing against the deck. Also just being able to like flip them face down so that way you can deal with them easier. Like being able to like pop them with Thunderbird when they're face down is really good too. Which is like another reason why we kind of wanted to play a second Thunderbird. And then yeah, just being able to like summon this back to like try and kill your opponent too is just like insane. Because we put Boral Sword in the extra deck, and this card just with Boral Sword is crazy. It's like the same concept as like when you were playing like Ibli in the Sky Striker deck. You just had Ray and Boral Sword.
Because we were always doing that.
Yeah, no one played that. Whoops. Not relatable concept. Okay. And then we played 3 Sky Blaster. This is what actually broke the deck. So in all the FTK variants, you can't play a good normal summon like this. Because you have to play like Grinder Golem in the Slash Draw deck, which makes a Recan normal summon, and you also have to give them a monster. Like you basically have to resolve Grinder Golem in the Slash Draw deck, because I don't think they ever like try to make Summon Sorcerers to give them a monster. Or you have to play like some other like bougie FTK deck that doesn't play this card. But this card, this card like just lets you do anything essentially. Like you can just like if you resolve a danger, you just get 3 more monsters because of this card, and it could just make like Curious, and you can do like a bunch of other things. It's just really good. It just nets so much advantage, and it's crazy to draw at any point in your turn. And like the reason we're finding multiples too is because you have like Allure Darkness to filter these out of your hand, and we just always want to open it. So yeah.
And dangers.
And dangers. Dangers just pitch them. And that's all monsters, like 30 monsters, and then spells 3 beginning and the end. The reason people like danger cards, because you get to play 3 cards that say draw 3. So yeah, 3 Allure Darkness, filter through the deck, Upstart Goblin, filter, card destruction. Avery doesn't like this card, but this card's crazy. So laugh at him, please. Soul Charge. Avery says this card could go to 3, by the way. But Soul Charge.
There it is.
So this is like it's kind of crazy how often you draw it in this deck. Well, it's not crazy once you've actually played the deck, but if you haven't played the deck, you see this card like almost every game. I think I resolved it like once every match. For sure, I resolved it once every match. It's like not even like I at least drew it once every match. Like being able to just always activate Soul Charge is just crazy, or have a higher chance to activate Soul Charge, which is essentially an auto win in any combo deck, is just crazy. So yeah, that's kind of why we like danger cards a lot more than other combo decks. And then Imperial Order. This is like the way we'd compromise not playing an FTK deck, because this card's essentially an FTK against every good deck in the meta besides Geist. But like that deck sucks. Avery can vouch for that.
Round 6.
But like it's basically an auto win, and also like this is like a big thing that came up. Was the reason why I liked this deck more than the FTK was because in the FTK deck, if you get hand trapped, it's like a lot harder to actually try and pull through the FTK, especially if they're like holding Ash for like beginning of the end and stuff like that. Or if they actually like know how your deck works, then it's really hard to play through like any sort of hand trap. But with this deck, we can, if we get hand trapped in certain spots, we can still like try and push into setting like order. So you, at worst, your deck is doing like Phoenix Griffin set order, or we can try and push into Trigate if they like negated your Griffin or negated your Curious. We can still like try and push into a Trigate Link 3. There's just like a lot of things you can like settle on, which makes me like this more than the FTK because you get to have better cards in your extra deck. So yeah. So it's 40 cards in the main deck. I think every other danger variant at the regional was playing like 56 cards. Whoa, that's kind of nuts. But yeah, for the extra deck, this is actually kind of like, at first it was pretty easy to build, and then once we started thinking about it, there's like 2 cards that were just kind of hard to think about. But we opted to play 2 Link Spider, or I opted to play 2 Link Spider because Avery decided to play Altergeist in a regional.
Oops.
If I didn't state it earlier. But this was really good for me. It came up a lot. You have so many cards that just generate tokens that you need to turn into like real monsters to make nightmares, like Tomahawk, Steam, Sky Blaster. All those cards, just like you need to turn them into different cards so you can make nightmares, make Trigate. So like this is just really important. Plus this is like usually what completes your U as well whenever you're comboing off. So yeah, this is just really important. I really felt like I feel like this is like essentially a staple now. And then Tomahawk should be banned. Scapegoat +1 or +2 sometimes. Mermaid, this is like another card that we were like iffy on playing, but like it's just really good whenever you draw Soul Charge. You almost like always want this card in your extra deck. And I know it sounds like a really like bad theory, but this deck draws Soul Charge a lot. Like a lot. So we wanted a card that was just good with Soul Charge, and this card's insane with Soul Charge because you just link away your whole board and then Soul Charge and then bring it back a whole U board. If people play Bell, oops. I mean, that's kind of what we say. And then the good Link 2s, Reproducus and Space Insulator. We were about to play 2 of this card. I don't think it was needed because usually whenever you do your combos, if you use the Space Insulator, you can just use Reproducus as like another Space Insulator. But yeah, it was good for me. There's like one scenario where you need another Space Insulator, and that's when you use So you have to use Sky Blaster to like make a Curious, and then like you basically have to need the Insulator to make Trigate, and like have to only use tokens throughout the whole thing. It's really like unnecessary. And then we have Cerberus and double Phoenix. We build from the left, so the Phoenix comes up, and then also like this is just the better one than Cerberus.
Like if we were making this one like anywhere while we were comboing to help push through stuff, a lot of times we had to link it away to either get to the Curious or never the Curious, it's fire, but like we link this one away to get to bigger things. So we always wanted to end on Phoenix, so we figured we had to play 2 because you actually want to make it while pushing through things.
Yeah, whenever you're pushing through things, you make this like you need a card to like level up into Unicorn sometimes when you're pushing up through cards, and like usually when you're going second, you're trying to make Phoenix and then Unicorn, and then just like push through most of their cards. And speaking of that, we play Unicorn. So like this is another good thing. You get to play Unicorn and Trigate in this deck, and this is how you deal with like most Thunder Dragon boards. You just clear all of their fusions by just like banishing one, spinning one, and then Snow dealing with another, and then you can just clear 3 fusions like really easily. I know it sounds kind of like a lot to happen and a lot to go right.
But like when you see your whole deck,
when you get to see your whole deck like every game, like it's not a lot to ask for. Like it's so crazy. So yeah, and then Curious should be banned. Summon Sork, I think it's getting banned. Hopefully, Griffin. It's like a card that also should be banned because like these 2 cards shouldn't exist in like ever. Like this should not be a combo. And yeah, so all of these are crazy, obviously. And then the only extra deck card that's in here for when you go second is World Sword. This card is insane. It just makes thinking about going second a lot easier. Because honestly, like I think another big problem with the deck was like going into time. Like luckily, a lot of my games were 2-0s. I drew once, I lost once. When I lost, it wasn't because of time. So I mean, I guess that's a bright side. But most of my games were like pushed into time whenever I went to a game 3. So like having cards like these to kind of cheese for damage is just really good. Or end games faster is just really good without you having to think so much.
Going second for dummies.
Exactly. So that's the extra deck. Side deck. This can probably use some improvement. There was cards in here I really liked, but there's cards I'm just not sure of. So we felt like 6 hand traps was the most we can do. So we wanted the hand traps that were just going to end the turn no matter what. And we wanted hand traps that dodged Aqua Dolphin. That was another big one. And yeah, these are just like the best ones across the board. So Lancia is like, it's like impossible for the Rongo deck to combo under this card. Like literally impossible. They have to open like, I'm pretty sure they have to open Soul Charge and Friends. Like it has to like all go their way. And then Impermanence is like the same thing. You can Impermanence Bamboozle, or most time if you Impermanence Summon Sork, they actually just can't combo. Because they need like to summon like Malicious from their deck to keep comboing. So yeah, like these cards are just really good. The only thing is, I was siding we were thinking about siding these for Thunder Dragon as well. You guys just don't need to. Like you can actually break the full Thunder Dragon board like with your engine very easy. So this is one of them that like, so I was siding this against Thunder Dragon. I wasn't siding this against Thunder Dragon. But me and Avery talked about siding this against Thunder Dragon, which sounds really weird, right? Because it's like, oh, all their cards they can't be destroyed by card effects. But that deck sides Floodgates against you. Like, that deck sides Rivalry and, like, a bunch of unfair cards against you. And they're all trying to make that new XCs. I don't know if they're all trying to do it, but it happened to me twice. Or happened to me, like, 3 times, actually. Where they make the Frankenstein guy. That guy's really good against beginning of the end, so... we don't want that to happen. But yeah, this just like this goes in like going second every single time with this deck because it has so much synergy. It's a level 7. It's a free summon. It just does everything. It's huge.
like we realized that Colossus really didn't have an effect against this deck other than protection. So the only one that mattered was Titan. And this is a way where even if they don't have a Floodgate, 1, it's a body, but 2, it can just like beat Titan by itself.
Yeah, it can just chain to Titan.
Because you can just chain block the Titan, and most of the time they only had on 1 pop anyways.
It was like another reason we played this card too, because you can just chain it to Titan, and then you just never like as long as this card is in your graveyard, you never have to worry about Titan.
Yeah.
So like that was another big thing. So yeah, so those the absolute best card in the side deck was 3 Denko Sekka. Like I don't know what to say, but like every trap deck or Sky Striker deck or almost like everything that went set cards, I just did this, and then I went Boral Sword, and then I summoned back Snow, and it was game. Every single time. That was just what happened with all of those trap decks. They just all lost that way. And yeah, we just wanted auto wins through Widow Anchors. We wanted auto wins through everything. This deck is not a normal summon based deck. We just side Sky Blaster out, side this card in. Another thing about this deck is like you draw through your whole deck. You're probably gonna draw through into Denko too. You're probably gonna draw through into Prankatops. You're gonna draw through into all your side deck cards. The only cards that you obviously can't really draw into is these. But going second against combo decks is kind of rough because you don't want to run a runner into hand traps. So like that's probably a part we have to theory more with. But this card was really good. So yeah.
One more like really cool part about this deck specifically, not only does it seed the Denkos, but a lot of the times what you do against these like trap-ish decks, whether it's striker or stuff like that, is like you just try and like play danger. We're revealing a lot of dangers, so there's not like a good place for them to Widow Anchor anytime before summoning the Denko. So you can a lot of times get 3-4 cards deep before they would even want to activate Widow, because like sometimes like randomly like you say, oh well, they just do it before you draw into the Denko, but a lot of the times like there's not a good place to do it prior.
Yeah, and like same thing, like if you open like both of these, you can just put both of these on the field too. Like you can just go like this late, and there's like no cards that really respond to this card, and then you can just drop a Denko after that. Or if they warning this card, that's even better, and then you can just drop Denko. But but yeah, there's just like no conflict with this card in the deck, so that's why it was insane. And then this is the only card we decided going first. I don't know how good this card was. I hit a Lancia once with it, and it was insane. It just outright won me the game. But like, so it's obviously weird to play a card like this in Danger because you're RNGing the whole time. With like discards, you can't ever really set this card. You can't really do anything with this card, unless they have a hand trap. So, but like, there's so many cards you just auto lose to, like, or not auto lose, but they're just like really hard to play through. Like Lancia is impossible to play through when you go first. Droll, basically impossible to play through when you go first. So we just want a card that said negate those cards and just like potentially win the game. So yeah, and that is the deck. Yeah, I thought the region was really good. So yeah, yeah. Anything you want to add?
No, that's about it. Right now, shout out to our team, our sponsors.
Yeah, shout out to Team SSD, literally the best team in the game, best sponsor in the game. And yeah, probably would have gone to the regional without him. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or anything, comment below, and we'll try and answer them to the best of our ability.
Yep.
Take care.